Okay, well, that's it. That ends the formal part of the board meeting today. We're going to move on to conversations with guests. So to keep things orderly, if we can just have folks on the phone who want to speak, just pick yourself.
Do we want to ask the people in the room first?
Yes, that's a good point. So we're going to start just for ease of use. We'll start with people in the room. Then we'll move to the folks on the phone, and then we'll go person by person through, and everyone will have a couple of minutes to share their comments and thoughts, and we will proceed with that. So looking around the room, I've got Mike Saratowski first. Nothing from Mike. I have Ina. Nothing. Madame. Karen Schatzel is sitting at the table. Any comments from you, Karen?
I have a number, but I'll limit it to two. One of which is I'm thrilled about the way this organization has evolved. Because when I see the assessments and when I see, as Helen said, the clinical approach to many of these issues, I go back 20 years on the board, and when I say that board was primitive, I mean it really was. You were around in those days when we were talking about whether the green room should be painted green or whether.
No, we spent 4 hours arguing over the shade of green.
Yeah, right, exactly, and program. How can we improve at board meetings? I do think that one of the things on selection policy, going back 20 years, perhaps there is something that could be considered, because going back 20 years, at least a quarter of the participants came from the New York metro area.
Wait 1 second. Somebody is moving dishes around in the background. If you wouldn't mind muting, that'd be great.
Thank you. But going back 20 years, when at least a quarter of the campers each year came from the New York metro area. And there were reasons for that, so that we had host families and so forth and so on. And that made sense. But in those days, as Helene said earlier, every alumni group wants to send the best candidate they have. And in many cases, these are people from privileged backgrounds, because we all know people in privileged backgrounds. But when New York City had so many more, and the schools were being visited more, we referred to it as having a wild card. That we, from time to time, we could select kids who were really outside of the defined best candidates and so forth because of their financial need or whatever. And I think that is one thing that perhaps we have people here on this board who are in touch with other communities. And I think that would be very helpful if there is more concentration in selection policy on those areas that might provide us with more young people who are less advantaged. And it also would help fundraising, which was also observed earlier in the meeting. But organizations that are trying to help less advantaged candidates have much more appeal. So in any case, that's one subject. The other one is in strategic planning. And obviously, the elephant in the room is Save CRS. And unfortunately, we know it's a fact of life. We are working around it. But I would like to see an emphasis on how we can deal with this issue as an organization, because not only is it interfering with fundraising tremendously, but the whole community is confused. Helene alluded to that. People don't know what's going on, and many of the younger people think, oh yeah, I want to save TRS, so they are lending their efforts to that organization, and we really don't know what they are doing with the New York State Attorney General or anything else, because they obviously have a funding source to continue. So I think that strategic planning has to include how to more effectively deal with that outside group, whatever it's now called, now that it's a 501c3, because it's substantial.
Yeah. Thank you for the comment. I'd say one thing just about the selection policy. I am interested to see what the results come back as with that first year baseline setting. I do home visits in New York every year, and last year I visited a girl who was the daughter of a Bangladeshi immigrant taxi driver, and they were living 6 people in a 1-bedroom apartment. So we are getting some. The question will be statistically, is that the norm or is that the exception? So I am interested very much in seeing the results come back from the analysis we'll do this year and see how well we're doing on it.
You have another applicant from Far Rockaway. You know, I mean, this coming year, because we had one kid talk to other kids, and, you know, a number of kids showed interest, but one kid really wanted to apply. It's changing. I mean, you can use my contacts. I'm in contacts with principals all throughout New York City. I can do the introduction, the e-introduction with Helene or somebody from, from the selection committee, and then we can run from there, and I can talk more about CRS, which I do. I was talking to the Young Women's Leadership of Queens, and so, which is an all-girls school. It would be perfect to, talk about leadership and girls, and so it's there's a lot of, different ways to get there.
Yeah, but let's get our baseline data this year. Let's see where we go. And the great thing about baselines, it gives you an idea of if you need to improve, and if you're going to improve, how do you track that over time. So thank you very much for that. Okay. Now we've covered everyone in the room, so now we open up to folks on the phone. Just go ahead and state your name and your comment, and then we'll avoid trampling on each other, and we'll go forward.
There hasn't been a comment.
Okay. Well, not hearing any comments, we are going to go join the, how many people do we have here doing camper selection? It's the most I've seen. It's like 20.
About 30.
30 some odd people doing camper selection, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. So I'm looking forward to joining them. Thank you very much for everyone who joined the call. Keep in mind that most of the documents as an organization that we produce end up on the forum. There are some board-specific documents that get shared just with board members. But Helene, myself, Jim Connors, we're always open for direct conversations with anyone who wants to give us a call. And we look forward to speaking with you guys. And thank you for the support that the people around the table, around the world, provide to this organization. Thank you guys very much. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn the meeting. So moved. Seconded by Human. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. So we're going to have a brief executive session after this call. For those people who are joining by the phone, there's a second dial-in number. So if you can disconnect from this call, join in the new one, and we'll be happy to speak with you then. Bye.